Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Madmen with a Box, live for the 183rd time, I believe. I am Pixel, as always. Over there is Chris, as sometimes. And we will be joined by
more than most.
We are talking today about the end of the world. No, not that one. The end of the world. The episode.
I mean, with everything going on in the world, it could. Who knows?
Could be in the next 5 moments.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about the episode, the end of the world, and we will be doing that. But first, we do have some news, and we got a little bit of show and tell.
Oh.
Gonna make
Okay.
Hello, hi, it's me. Landry.
I'm still here.
Yeah, you're still there. Landry of the Quinn Walkers. He has sent me some things.
I will play the role of Pixel's conscience.
So this
I put my glasses on to think I'm smart, but I'm not actually smart.
My 15th Doctor sonic screwdriver. The batteries fried. Don't know how. I've used it
Much like the show, fried.
Like even my 14th Doctor one. Still fine.
Was that it? But is that a normal one or was that like a special edition one?
No, that's the normal one. The special edition actually died sooner, like really soon.
Huh.
Unfortunately. But the reason why I was looking at my old Sonics is because he has sent me new ones. He went ahead and sent me the 12th Doctor's monstrosity. The thing about this, it is it's just too much all across the board.
It's a weird. There's the middle where you would assume you would hold it is too small.
Yeah, because it's like jutting out from the side. Yeah. But what is cool about this one? There's 2 color options. There's green, but if you the little switch they have, push it down, blue. It's got these special ones. Nope. It's awesome. While in the show,
I don't like the green on that. It doesn't.
I like the blue more. I do too. But I like the option. I like options. So this is my old 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver, and then this is my new one. You might have noticed that. Yes.
What's the difference? Nothing at all.
Actually, there is quite a bit of a difference. So this one has a button.
Mm-hmm.
And it juts out prematurely.
Oh, story of my life.
This one, it also has this little bottom button. They both have that. This one hinge is better at staying closed than this one is very loose, very floppy.
The story of your life.
It also has a button, but the button isn't for turning it on. It's touch.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's the touch of anything. So.
No.
So you have to be careful how you set it, otherwise it'll just keep going. But it is easier to like keep closed for right now. Probably break one day. But yeah, and I think there's some like color differences. The character models character option models, they're very strange with the things that they kept in continuing to produce these toys, because this one, while there's no extra sounds or colors or anything, sad, but okay, it kept this flippy flash And if you get the 10th Doctor one, the bottom is removable because it's based off of the design that was used for the invisible ink pens, where you could trade it out between an invisible ink bottom and a regular ink bottom. So weird choices. But yeah, that's my show and tell today. I am considering, because it's on sale on character options, the red 15th Doctor Sonic screwdriver. But if you go to the Who shop right now, they have 3 Sonics for pre-order. I believe it's the 3rd Doctor, the 4th Doctor, and they have this this sleek, shiny paint over it to make it look like it's really, metal. But they also have the laser screwdriver, the Master's laser screwdriver. That's tempting. I gotta say. I gotta be honest. It's tempting to me. I'm sorry. I love that laser screwdriver. It was really cool. It got the 3 diodes, and then it's cool. Anyway, that's all my show and tell. Well, let's talk about news, which is just Doctor Who talking about 20 years ago today. The 10th Doctor and Rose set course for New Earth and began a whole new series of adventures in Doctor Who Series 2.
That's it.
There's a lot.
Yeah, no, people are worried because of how they are celebrating this.
Yeah.
Because they've restructured their whole profile to celebrate this.
To celebrate the 2nd season of Doctor Who.
Yeah. Did they do this for Series 1?
They talked about it, but they didn't change everything like they are for this one.
Yeah, it's a bit...
Yeah.
Makes
me go,
I don't want to be all doom and gloom and feed into conspiracies, but there's always those rumors of David Tennant's coming back for the Christmas special.
He's probably coming back for the Christmas special.
I feel like this is...
He's probably coming back. It's probably going to be him and Rose.
I love David Tennant. I love 10. But the only reason I would want him to come back is to actually properly explain by generation and actually close the loop.
What if it's the 10th Doctor, though?
No, I don't know.
No. Yeah, he's probably coming back. I don't know. They should have just announced it today. Get it over with. That's how I feel.
Yeah, we're 8 months away.
Yeah, just go ahead and say that Tennant's coming back again for your Christmas special. Billy Pipe is going to be there. There's no reason, even though it's 20 years ago today, there's no reason you should be celebrating the 2nd season this hard.
Yeah.
Unless there's a vendetta, and there is. Gevain agrees.
It's not even his best season.
No, it's not. It's not.
I mean, it has some of my favorite episodes, but it's not his best season.
Favorite episodes?
Yeah, Impossible Planet, Satan Pit is in this season.
Oh,
that's a fucking banger. School Reunion.
That's okay. It's good because of what it is.
Love and Monsters.
Landry isn't here. Landry is.
I was going to say Fear Her, but I don't think that's believable.
No. You said Love and Monsters. That's not believable.
Yeah, but Fear Her also exists in this season, so.
Yeah. More reason that. More reason. Nah, never mind. Yeah. So look at the Doctor Who description: Adventures in Time and Space, the war between streaming now on BBC iPlayer and coming to Disney Plus in 2026. When? Never gonna happen.
Hurry up.
No, we don't need to watch that. We had clips from TikTok with AI voices narrating it, and we had we had Joe of the Corallos to tell us how just bleh it is. We don't need to watch it. Never need to watch it. I have no need. I have no need. God. Man. So glad we're talking about a good episode of Doctor Who. Anyway, that's our news. Just they're celebrating that. Oh, actually, the 12th Doctor adventures that Big Finish are going to be putting out, not with Peter Capaldi, obviously. He's not doing that. But they went ahead and showed a bunch of covers, and you know who's back? The Eternal Dalek. The Eternal Dalek is back in the Big Finish. I'm hyped. Number one fan. Number one Paradigm Dalek fan right here.
I don't care.
I don't get it. You don't get it.
What does he do?
He's eternal. That's what he does.
See, like, every one of those other Paradigm Daleks have a very obvious role. Supreme Dalek, leader, scientist, strategist, drone. What the fuck is an Eternal?
Well, actually, in the 11th Doctor Adventures, they did have him, and his whole point is to keep
the Daleks alive,
going.
or like, going.
By any means necessary.
Which
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's just any Dalek.
Yeah, but it's
Bro just wants to be
especially
special.
his role. It's especially his role, you know? Especially his role.
He's unemployed is what he is.
No, he's back.
My taxes are going straight to that unemployed prick, the Eternal Dalek. Leeching off me. Get a real job, Eternal
Today
Dalek.
was tax day. I hope for all my Americans here, we have filed our taxes.
Yes, they have been filed.
You writing off like this off your taxes, Pixel?
No. I don't. I can't write off something that doesn't pay.
I bought these
Give him a
Sonic
quarter and still
screwdrivers
losing.
for the show. It's for work.
No. Unfortunately not. But that's all our news, really. We can start talking about the end of the world. Not that one. The episode. Chris, you want to introduce us before we let Gevain take the stage?
Sure. So, The End of the World, it is the second episode of Series 1 of Doctor Who. It aired on the 2nd of April, 2005. Man, 14 days ago. The Ninth Doctor takes his new companion, Rose Tyler, to the year 5 billion to see the sun expand and destroy the Earth. The observation deck Space Station Platform 1 is holding an event with the richest beings of the time observing the Earth's destruction. But the mysterious metal spiders, gifted by the adherents of the repeated meme to the other guests, are secretly infiltrating and sabotaging the station. Meme. Before it became something funny. When meme had an actual meaning.
Right.
I love when we co-opt words. You know, like
It
goo.
isn't spelled that way, though.
Is that word maxing?
Yes, sorry, I'm explain maxing to all of you.
Have you heard the term bear maxing?
The fuck is bear maxing?
So,
I mean, I'm not surprised it would exist. Just say a word and add the word maxing to it. And
no. So, it's the term they're using for. So, let's say you get a steak, some berries, and some honey, and that's your dinner. That's your meal. That's bear max, or that, or like raw tuna. You know, that's like bear maxing. Yeah, eating like a bear.
sure.
Sure.
Yes, it's times
You
like
trying,
this.
you
I'm
trying
glad
to
I'm
you trying to
old.
start something, Pixel?
What?
I had a steak and some honey and some berries for dinner. Call that bear maxing. I'm just like a bear.
Yes, I'm glad I'm old because I have no idea what the two of you are talking about right now.
All right,
It's
all
funny.
right, brother bear over here.
It's funny because actually the first like picture before anybody like used that to go ahead and try to describe it, there was a guy who took a picture. And does anybody like their steak like this with like berries and honey? And it's a picture. It's this beautiful steak, berries underneath it, and honey drizzled across, and then somebody put underneath a picture of a bear at a computer, like he's sending the message. It's so fun. Anyway, the end of the world. Gevain.
All right. Well, I really like this episode. I think it's a great. I think Rose is a great introduction to Doctor Who and a great introduction for Companion. But you have to acknowledge its flaws. I think End of the World is a really good proper intro of Rose and basically into the world that she's walking into. And I think Billie Piper, I took my hat to it because I think she does a great job of like really communicating in terms of her facial expressions and just acting just acting in general in terms of seeing just really showing how Rose is becoming not only overwhelmed with like the enormity of this adventure she's about to go on, but also the fact that I think she even has a little bit of regret about how eagerly she jumped onto this venture in the first place, when she realized that she really doesn't know the Doctor at all. And I also like Eccleston's performance in this, particularly scene when I believe it's when Cassandra's playing the quote unquote iPod, and Eccleston is doing this little bit where you can tell he's gauging Rose's reactions to what's going on. Like he's even like almost like messing with her a little bit just to see how suited she's going to be to this new role. So I really like a lot of the both obvious and the subtle character work between the Doctor and Rose. And I think it's good, and it's a good intro to the audience in terms of like what it actually, what it means to be a companion. I think in some of the classic ones, these reactions can be like a little bit more heavy-handed, if that makes sense. Be a little bit too much on the nose. But I like the subtlety of this. And then the other thing I like about this episode is it's just another good Doctor Who episode. It's got like all the right beats to it. Just enough aliens, just enough death, just enough scope of what the concept is about. And yeah, I think it does a really good job in terms of, Rose is like, here's the world we're walking into, and then into the world is like, these are the stakes. And I think it does a really good job of communicating that. And then the last thing I'll say is one of my favorite bits in it is when she makes the call to Jackie. And that, again, is another example of just like Rose realizing the enormity of this, and it also communicates to the audience really well that time travel is, and and in some cases, it has consequences. So yeah, I really enjoy End of the World. I don't think in terms of like a second episode of a series, you can really ask for something better in terms of like walking the audience through like basically what to expect going forward with these kind of adventures. So yeah, RTD when he was inspired, he still had something to say. Yep.
Joe of the Corallos.
Yeah, it's a bit like what can be said about the end of the world that hasn't already been said. It really, like, I did like Rose. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we obviously we talked about it on this before, but going like the harder sci-fi, the kind of stuff I really dig into with Doctor Who, was really great. And like it established so much. This was like, I mean, they started doing those like cold opens here before like the credits, so that really became like a big thing over time in New Who that just wasn't the case in like classic Who. Which is really interesting. You get a big lore dumps in this story. He's the last of his race and all that. It's like from this episode, like just a tremendously important story. I mean, moisturize me was a big thing to say for years.
Moisturize me.
Like that like was that stuck with the fandom for quite a bit. And to have that in the second episode of your relaunch is pretty crazy. Like there's a lot to be proud of. It feels I'm pretty sure it is a bigger budget, but it feels like a bigger budget than Rose.
Yes.
Like it feels noticeably like, oh, this is the episode they spent the money on, and that also really elevates this for me too. So, but I will leave more for Pixel to say.
It is, and actually, I think this was the most expensive episode of the season. You can tell it's not written by Stephen Moffat because there would have been jokes about the Sonic working on wood. This man, can't believe the doctor flirted with the tree. I really didn't like Rose.
I remember
the episode Rose.
He's lying.
She is good here. If I had been able to stomach that first episode the first time I watched, maybe I would have continued on to this one and would have learned what a great journey I would be pushing myself towards. But I didn't. This is a fantastic episode. Even though obviously now the CGI is dated, it still looks more than passable. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Cassandra is completely entertaining. And you're right. There's still places that you can see little earrings that say "moisturize me." At least at cons. What else? What can really be said? It's a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing that really upsets me is that Orphan 55 makes it so that that nobody really knows that's Earth anymore. It's Orphan 55. The end of the world.
Well, to be fair, that was a possible.
Oh, possible.
Yeah. Like 13 says, this is what happens if you don't do something about changing shit in the past.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't say when something already has a future and how it goes. You can't say later. No. Anyway.
Yes, you can. Name of the Doctor and time of the Doctor. Oh yeah, I die on Trenzalore. Doesn't die on Trenzalore. The
world, though, it's a different event. It's a different kind of event.
So is the Doctor. The Doctor dying and the TARDIS becoming a huge grave is integral to Clara splintering. So if that doesn't happen because time of the Doctor happened and they changed it, that's a big issue.
Well, the Doctor's still alive right now. He'll die one day.
Wow.
He'll die one day. You don't know. He can end up there still.
Oh yeah, they decided, let's go back and just siege Trenzalore again. Just for the fun of it. Why not?
Trenzalore 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
That, again, that's still... Yeah, no. I'm being... but no, this episode's great. Yeah, that's all. I don't really have anything more that I can add to it. Maybe the engine room once they go down and you have the fans maybe that felt like a little much, but still, just
Yeah.
fantastic episode. Chris?
Yeah, this is great. Like, yeah, first episode Rose is a really good introduction to Doctor Who. And then this one, I feel like if you want to get into Doctor Who and you're starting with series 1, you have to at least go Rose and the End of the World. Because I feel like they complement each other really well. Everyone's fantastic in this. You know, Christopher Eccleston, of course, is amazing. Just almost every scene that he is in, he's great. Whether he's being serious, whether he's like joking, you know, oh, what are you gonna do? Moisturize me? To like the very like emotional scenes when like without even saying it, Jade saying like, you have like my condolences that, you know, you're the last of your kind, and just that's really hitting the Doctor like that someone knows. And then even like parts where him and Rose just have a brief argument. It's great. And it's funny because Russell tried to do this episode again with Space Babies. With the whole, we're in the future, it's a space station. We're going to do the whole explanation of the whole, like, how do I understand them why are they all speaking English? And like, changing the phone that way could work anywhere. It's so funny that Russell aced it in this episode, but in Space Babies, it just exists for exposition. Whereas in this, it is both exposition and also used as a way to build between the two characters of the Doctor and Rose, because you know the Doctor, Rose brings it up of like, how can I understand? Why are they all speaking English? And the Doctor's like, oh, it's the TARDIS. It gets into your head and translates for you. And she's like, so it gets into my head and you didn't even bother to ask me about that or tell me about that. And even like that, even see with that point, it's just like, oh, Rose is kind of just like, did I make the right decision doing this? This was very like a very rash decision to just join him because he said, oh, I can travel through time and space. So that works incredibly well. That whole conversation, that whole scene of like, it's giving us an explanation of like how the TARDIS translation works, and then also how Rose is able to keep in contact with her family while she's traveling. And then in just Space Babies, it's just like, yep, the TARDIS translates, and here, give me your phone. Boop, 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 boop. There you go, contact your mum. Like, that's it. There is nothing there to like build up the bond between the character or even like add tension to the characters in Space Babies. It's just there to tell the audience this is how stuff works. Whereas in here, it's doing dual roles. Cassandra is entertaining as a villain. It's a big reason why, with only like 2 appearances, she is like a well-known, iconic Doctor Who villain. Yeah, like Moisturize Me was like a big thing that everyone would quote, and she only has 2 appearances. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she only says Moisturize Me in this episode. I don't think she says it in New Earth because she body jumps to Rose and then the Doctor throughout the episode. So no sense to say that. But yeah, just from this one episode, just a very iconic line. No, like, yeah, fantastic. It's a fantastic episode. So before, I guess we'll go into ratings. So some facts. Give some little facts on this episode. So, couple of minor milestones occur with the Doctor and Rose in this episode. The Doctor utters the phrase, "What the hell is that?" That is the first time the Doctor has ever used a minor swear word on screen. And Rose calls Cassandra a bitchy trampoline.
Yep.
She isn't the first companion to say that. A couple of companions have. have sworn, but not to the degree that it's like an actual like explicit like swear of like bitchy. Whereas, you know, it says the brigadier and Mel have said damn. Grace has also said damn and crap, but it's not like you know. Pixel, play the Derek Jacobi clip.
Oh yes. Doctor Who, you.
Doctor Who, you utter bastard!
See, we haven't had that in Doctor Who. Okay, so moving on. I literally had something ready. Euroslin, who was the producer, and this was his first time producing for Doctor Who, said that there was one issue with this episode, and it was the lack of short-statured actors to play the Platform 1 staff, because a lot of them were already hired at the same time for Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So instead, a lot of the staff members are played by children. So, you know, child labor laws, taking the Kate Stewart approach to work.
I was about to say, Kate Stewart really was on here.
And also, Euroslin in 2018 said that the final scene of this episode, which is also a really great scene, and also, yeah, giving us really big, like, information about, oh yeah, the Doctor is the last of the Time Lords. Like, they're all dead. They're gone. He says that the final scene is one of his favorites that he has ever done while he worked on Doctor Who. And actually, apparently the scene was one of the final shots for the series. And the people behind the Doctor and Rose were not paid extras. So they just guerrilla style just filmed it just in a crowd. And this was the most expensive episode because it has the most CGI in this episode. So yeah, the majority of the series effects budget was used up in this one episode. And they had to cut stuff out because it's like, yeah, we're going over budget, so let's not do this. And then lastly, the story begins with a brief recap of the last week's episode, similar to many American shows. But unlike most American shows, there is no voiceover announcing previously on Doctor Who. This is the discounting the TV movie. This is the first time a Doctor Who episode had started with a pre-credit sequence since Remembrance of the Daleks. Which is funny because, yeah, like I think after this, it doesn't happen again until I don't know the next episode that does anything like this. Here in Australia, we had in every episode of Series 6 started with a pre-credit sequence, but it was the same one. It wasn't a like previously on like this episode. It was just an introduction from Amy Pond. It's like, I'm Amelia Pond, and yada yada. This is the TARDIS. Yeah. It's like it's a very annoying one because it's like I'm not new to the show. I know what happened last season. Like I know who you are. Like come on. So it was such a annoying experience watching Series 6, and that would begin at every episode. And I'm just like, please just skip. And yep, that is it for our facts. So we'll start with our ratings.
All right. Well, I guess I'm up on deck first. This is fairly easy. This is an 8.5 for me. I'm not going to go 9 because I don't think there's like a lot of like big ticket consequential stuff. But in terms of like, I like Chris comparing this to similar episodes to it in terms of Space Babies and New Earth, and working backwards. Space Babies does this kind of a story very paint by the numbers. New Earth is more revisiting. It does serve the same purpose, and I think achieves the same effect in terms of Rose with 10. But this one just does really well. What Chris had pointed out, the idea that you're introducing the audience to basically the overall concept and what to expect, but at the same time, you're using that to push the story forward, to develop the character between the Doctor and the Rose, and to actually not just give us information, but to give that information meaning, some emotional heft and weight, and really to develop the characters. By the time you get to the end of this episode, it's really like they've gotten to know each other, and you've gotten to know them as a result. And I think it's a really excellent example of doing so. And much like what was the last one we did with 6? What was it, Revelation of the Daleks? I think again, this is an episode that if I was bringing a writer on to Doctor Who and I was saying, look, this is what you need to shoot for, this is a perfect example to pitch to someone. So there's really not too much I can say in terms of, like, you don't want to say it's perfect, but this is pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. So for me, yeah, definitely 8.5.
Joe, the Corallo, sorry.
I 8.5 does feel right for this. Like, I think it's a really great, fun story. It's not perfect, but it does so much. Like, I could easily probably go a 9 as well on a different night or something. It's really a great story. There's no like real notes for it or anything. Like, it's not like my favorite, but it's a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will agree with the 8.5. I'm going to go ahead and apologize because I've unfortunately read the Doctor Who wiki, and I realize this episode can't exist because we all know the Earth is now the planet Ravalox, 2 light years away. So this episode can't exist anymore, but I'll still rate it at 8.5.
I'm sure they moved it back.
I am looking for that, though. I'm looking for that thing, and then they moved it back. No. Completely forgotten. No.
Hey, it's stuck in a pocket dimension someplace, frozen in time. Don't worry about it.
That's right. Well, no, that's Gallifrey. But actually, it's also the center of the universe because the flux destroyed most of the universe. We remember this.
See, you should have left the flux out of it. Nothing
the
good comes from
convoluted history of Earth in the universe of Doctor Who. 8.5. This is a really good episode, solid episode. It would have convinced me to keep going with Doctor Who. And then I would have gotten a Mark Gatiss episode. I would have been sold.
So you watch Rose and stop watching after that?
Yeah. If it wasn't for watching that 3rd season after, because somebody said you're watching these, I would not be here today.
Wow.
I would not have tried again. I did not like Rose. I know. Shake your head all you want.
So did you ever learn a lesson about if you don't like one episode of something, maybe it's worth? No?
Well, we'll never know now.
Your question was so offensive.
Before you can even ask it.
Oh, man.
Well, while we wait for him to come back, I'll give my score. I'll also give it an 8.5. Much like with Revelations, where I think the majority of us all gave it 9. It's like there's something there that's missing.
Yeah.
Like I could probably give it a 9, but I feel like 8.5 is it. It's a really, really good episode. This was the first episode of Doctor Who I ever watched.
Really?
I started with episode 2 because I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that there was an episode before this. Like I just randomly caught this on TV. It's like, oh yeah, I'll watch it.
You're so lucky.
Yeah, so grow up. But no, yeah, like, yeah, fantastic episode, really good, really solid. So from the bat, strong start for the series with these first 2 episodes. So yeah, 8.5.
What was that question? I got
So
cut off when you were asking, Joe.
I would say, like, did
Sure.
it ever like make you like watch an episode of something you don't like it and be like, I should maybe give future shows 2 or 3 episodes?
Yeah, absolutely. I learned better. I
That's
learned
good.
better.
That is
But
good.
you have to understand.
Yeah.
Realistically, the first episode should grab you, but there are ones where like you kind of got to give it the first few. Whether that's by design or maybe it just picks up after the first episode.
Listen,
It's
I
just
also
a funny instance here.
I also learned that you can learn to like a show on vibes alone. I watched all 1,225 episodes of Dark Shadows, and at the beginning, it is slow. It is so slow because it's a soap opera. Of course, they're going to drag things out, but it does hook you eventually. It hooked me. You get that ghost dancing in the courtyard, and you're like, "Oh shit! It's really supernatural."
But in Pixel's defense, I did the same thing with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I was out after the first episode. It took much cajoling for my daughter to come back and revisit it because I was like, for me, it felt like they blew the budget in the first 10 minutes. I was like, first 10 minutes were great. And then like the last 40, which is like, what the hell is this? I was like, I'm not doing this. I was out.
Yeah,
I still think those first 10 minutes are the best of the whole series.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was somewhat similar with shows I eventually love and I think are great, like Andor. Like I watched I think the first 3 episodes, and after that I'm like, I don't know. I think you needed those first 3 episodes, because if you just went from like episode 1, I don't think it's as strong by itself. But then I went back to rewatch all of season 1 before season 2 came out. I'm just like, oh no, this is great. And like same with Loki. I was not a big fan of like the first episode. And then I went back and I'm like, oh no, this show's actually great. Like what the hell?
I was hooked on Loki. I
I
loved that show.
Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. I like their chemistry as their characters, but like there's just the first episode just didn't hook me as much.
It didn't make me go back either. At first, I was like, and then I had to come back later and watch it.
I loved that show so much that after the first season, we went to a wedding and there was an open bar. Apparently, I got complete. I don't remember it, but at the end there, I started talking about the importance of, you don't understand what this show is. You don't understand. I went on a whole tangent. Scared my mom a little bit.
I thought you were gonna say you were doing an Owen Wilson impression the entire night.
No. Can't do that. but
I love being in this wedding.
What'd you say?
But season 2 it's almost a completely different experience. It's just
I still loved it.
Yeah, it just hit the ground running and just never stopped. So it's like, but I mean, you put the 2 shows together, it's Loki's like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, low key.
Yeah, but then again, sometimes that doesn't work. Like some stuff that, like the Disney model of like multiple episodes as like the debut. Sometimes it doesn't work. Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're a Doctor Who channel. I forgot.
Like I think in some parts it was smart to do Space Babies and the Devil's Court first.
Absolutely.
The problem is Space Babies being first.
Yeah.
That
In
that would that
all-
was the big decider. Like, yeah, one episode is better than the other. The problem is you put the one that is kind of the most divisive first.
Mm.
When I think
It
if you
is
restructured Devil's Cord, like you had like change the story a bit, it would have worked a little better as the first one you want to show off, and then show Space Babies either after or down the line.
Yeah, 'cause Space Babies
So,
was a filler episode.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. When we had the Christmas Invasion, we love the Christmas Invasion. We've talked about it.
Mhm.
We love it. It's a great episode. It's a great start for the 10th Doctor. Then the next one is New Earth. And I like New Earth, fine
Yeah.
enough. But it does not... Because the Church of Ruby Road is really the start of the season. Of the
Mhm.
first season.
Well, you have to watch it. Like you can't start series 14 without like Church and Ruby Road, because it directly Space Babies directly follows from it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't think. I think honestly, what they should have done is they should have either, if they had the episodes ready, because I don't think it was long after that the episodes came out. I think it was what?
It was 4 months
Maybe it
after.
was May,
It was April.
April.
I think it was April.
I mean, if they couldn't have it ready, just I don't know.
No, but this was during the big time where they had everything filmed in advance.
Yeah, they had
'Cause
it
I think-
already.
Because I think November of that year, they had the scripts all finished for season 2 or something like that.
Then yeah, they should have just from Christmas have that be your start, and then that next week you go to Space Babies. I feel like it's not as jarring if you are continuously like going and you're in Doctor Who mode. I genuinely think that. I understand it's not a fantastic episode, but I think it's fine enough.
Yeah, I don't think it presumed too much. It just felt very. I mean, it's the same dynamic they're getting at, and I just think that like, I think with end of the world and with New Earth, you're still introducing and building an audience and community around Doctor Who. By Space Babies, it's like, bro, the mission was different. We had just gone through 3 specials with Tennant and Tate. It's like, it's Church of Ruby Road. It's like, I don't think there was like a whole bunch of new people coming on here, like, who needed to be like basically handheld to the degree that Space Babies did. And I think they didn't understand the assignment at the time. The assignment was, excuse my French here, since we talk about cursing, let's get this shit going. And Space Babies was not that. It just wasn't.
Sack Russell
Yeah.
T Davis.
Here you go. He went to the well one time too many.
Oh man, Oh well.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Not to dump on 14 any more than we already have.
And we might be getting more 14 this Christmas. Oh baby, jeez.
Oh, he's not
I
coming back.
watched actually for my first time, because most of the, other than like the ones we've done here, like Evil of the Daleks and then Power of the Daleks, I think we did those for the channel. I haven't watched like the reconstructions or the animations. I went through the 10th Planet for the first time. Oh my god, that was so great.
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
I haven't seen the animation of that one.
It's only the last episode that's animated, because they have the other 3. So I watched.
I think when I watched it was the it was just the telesnaps.
Telesnaps. There's an episode of Dark Shadows. It's the only one that they don't have the full episode of, that they had to telesnap because they had the audio. All right, that's our show this week. We want to thank you so much for joining us. Because if you didn't, where else would you go? 50%. Josh Snares. You have a lot of options, actually. Please come back. We'll see you next time. But thank you.
Okay, Russell T. Davies.
Bye. Zach Pixel. Landry.